Hi, this is Brian Pasch, and today we have an impromptu podcast interview with Ben Chodor. He's the CEO of CallRevu. We have breaking news today, and I just wanted to share this news with the dealers, dealer groups, and OEM leaders who follow this podcast because I think it's significant. Rarely do changes in investment partners keep the same leadership team, the same vision. And so, Ben, congratulations. I'd like our listeners to understand, I think 7 years ago, right, an investment group came and bought CallRevu. I think Chip King was one of the principals there at the time. Tell us a little bit about that 7 years ago investment and what just recently transacted, and then let's peel it back.
So Saturn was our parent company, right? Was our PE. They acquired CallRevu 7 years ago, and their goal was to continue to invest and grow that business. And they did a really good job with it. And then 2 years ago, they brought me in because they had this idea of how do we continue to innovate? How do we grow more? How do we add more products? And how do we build better customer relationships? And I'm excited to say, after 2 years, change the leadership team out, continue to focus 100% on our customers and innovation. We went from a company that had 2 products in the market to having 6 products in the market. We went from under, like 4,500 customers to over about 6,000 dealerships that we work with. We were able to go out and buy Total CX, which gave us the only phone system that was like truly built for the auto space. So we now not only capture every call in and out of sales and service, but every call that goes through the dealer if they're using our phone system. But we got to a point, like with all private equity firms, they got it to the point, they've had it long enough in their portfolio. It's what's next. We weren't done. Me as a leader was like, I'm just 2 years into this. It is like,
right.
We finally are in this great momentum. We've added products. Every product we launched has been successful. How do we continue to grow? We want to go into Europe. Actually came back from London last week, and we're expanding into EMEA. How do we go into Latin America? How do I go from 6 products to 7, 8 products? How do we double down on customer support and customer service? And ideal thing was to go into market, and there was a lot of organizations that were interested in us. One PE firm, Astera Capital out of Boston, kind of fell in love with our business, and we fell in love with their leadership. Azra and Chris on their team showed us that they really believed in what we were building, and they also made it so I would be able to stay with the organization and sort of roll in with it. And over the next now 3 to 5 years, what can we do? How can we continue to support our customers?
Love that.
Invest, grow, take care of our employees. And I'm just really excited because I really feel like 2 years, we're just getting there. I still have, I'm in the early innings. So the excitement is amazing. And one of the honest things is like, first conference I ever went to when I took over was your conference. Because I took over end of August of 23. And when I went to your conference, it showed me another way in the industry, and learned a lot of that. And I've been at everyone. Can't wait for your conference in a few weeks, because every time we go, not only do I walk away smarter, we always walk away with more business. And
yes.
I think we learn how exciting this industry is. And since I don't come from auto originally, even though I think I'm an auto guy now, you were my indoctrination into auto and learning. So I want to thank you, Brian.
Well, listen, as soon as I heard the news and I said, I'm calling Ben, and you were like, hey, I was about to call you. So we were synced. I think the opportunity for international, maybe dealers don't understand, but some of the largest US companies have moved over to the UK, right? Have made some pretty major investments. Much of Europe looks to the US for technology advancements, technology in sales and service process, and now, leading in AI. The phone systems have always been a problem, and tying it all together the way you have makes sense that international expansion would be a logical step. But
Yep.
I also love the fact that you're looking for acquisition. There are some gaps, right?
Yep.
Still in dealership sales process. It's very difficult for small companies to build up to your 6,000, 7,000 active dealer customers. So I love the fact that you'll be out looking, and I want to encourage all the companies that are at MRC just in a few weeks. That's November 16th, 17th, 18th in Palm Beach. Um, hey, listen, if you have products that can fill gaps, Ben will be there and you can really start to collaborate. I know that for a fact that the deal between Cars.com and Dealer Inspire was done at our spring conference, DMSC, in the Napa Valley. Alex Vetter sat down with Joe Chura and basically did the handshake. So we know that there's deal making. Ben, when you mentioned you took over, I saw a significant increase in customer service. I saw a significant increase in product innovation. And of course, I knew all the previous, leaders there. Um, what are you most excited about, as you look at what you guys been working behind the scenes? People are considering, should AI be answering phone calls? Should AI be used to prompt better conversations? Is any clarity coming around with how comfortable dealers are with the mix of human interaction and AI? What are you seeing?
All right. So one is for me, the two best parts of this is one is we can continue our journey for customer obsession, right? Give the best customer service in the world. And that's really what we want to strive for. And this is going to enable us to do that even more. But two, when you talk about AI, look, one of the reasons why we can go into Europe now is because 5 years ago or 3 years ago, if we decided to go into Europe and outside of the UK, we went into France or Germany, our UI has to be in that language. Our AI has to be able to take it. Well, guess what? 3 years later, making our UI in any language, really easy. Making our AI be able to translate in local languages and even in the US with Spanglish, it's here, right? So those barriers are over. So, but now if we can take what we do here and bring it everywhere, that's the key. And then also, when we talk about DBAs and the AIs and the AI receptionists, look, Brian, at your first conference I was at, there might have been two companies in the space doing it, and they were doing it okay, but there was two. Now there's like 100 companies in the space.
Yeah,
We kind of look at it as like that's like table stakes, and they're all race to the bottom price wise. But we're like phone system. Every phone system customer uses our IVR. Why wouldn't they use our DVA? And
right.
on this other side, we're already tracking every single call that comes in and out of sales and service and the rest of the organization. Why we know when your calls are going to voicemail. We know when you have overflow times. We know where your weaknesses are in scheduling. Why can't you use the AI attendant to now take those calls and not take
Mm.
people, but fill those gaps so no call ends up in voicemail, no call doesn't get responded, no one has an option to like, oh, no one responded to me, I'm going to call another dealer, I'm going to call Jiffy Lube to do my service. That's where we think it's going. And then where the next step is, how do you use it outbound legally? Is it ideal to be outbound for, recalls? Is it, status? I mean, I wouldn't mind an AI calling me going like, hey, your car's gonna be ready in 2 hours, Ben, come on down, or an hour.
Right.
How are we going to use it and always thinking about the customer? It's not like just plug it in and forget about it. Thinking about it customer wise and employee wise and dealer wise.
Ben, one thing that dealers should understand, especially in considering your telephony platform, the physical phones, and that call review platform is really a data platform. If you just said it's a voice platform, you'd be missing the whole piece. One of the things I'm concerned about, David Steinberg from Four Eyes has been writing about this, and I agree with him that you really need an integrated data platform with voice, texting, right,
Yep.
email that knows when someone opts out.
Yep.
Because what I'm concerned about, all these AI products, they're working in an island.
Yep.
And, one of my clients already got two lawsuits because somebody was making uh, outbound
Yep.
engagement. directly from the DMS, did not check the CRM. And with your deep integration and the fact that you see every website visit, every phone call, text, and email, I think I would just want to encourage dealers, if you haven't really seen their vision for a dealership data platform regarding communication, okay, not talking about being a CRM, but
Right, exactly.
being a deposit, a central repository for all customer communication signals and activities. I want you to think about how does that play into the future of CDP, universal opt-in and opt-out, keeping your dealership out of legal trouble.
Absolutely. And David's, and listen, if you can read about what David writes, David is one of the smartest people in the industry, and he's one of the greatest guys. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, especially once at one of my conferences, it was the last panel of the conference, and he brought up tequila for everyone on the panel. So I thought that was never happened before and not since, but that was super creative because
But
he
it
was
might
like,
happen again in 4 weeks or 3 weeks from now when the next
You
conference is.
never
You never
know.
know.
Ben, I love the fact that this new partnership, strategic partnership to accelerate growth and international expansion, they're believing in you. And here's one thing that I've learned about entrepreneurs. They've told me, be careful who you take money from. Be careful of the VC you get married to. And I love the fact that they bought into your vision. That's what you said. And I love the vision that you've shared because each year, as you shared your vision, I've seen it come to fruition. So I just want to encourage all dealers who are really concerned about their communication strategy for the years ahead. Come out to the Modern Retailing Conference and hear from Ben and his team. Just understand how your data-driven approach, whether you're doing a CDP or your own data lake, or your pursuit of AI, either in investigation or practice, how that could work well together with the CallRevu platform. And so, Ben, we're looking forward to what you have to say at the conference.
I, I mean it. Twice a year for your two conferences are two of the highlights. They're one of the two that I definitely can't miss. Plus you pick
Great.
locations.
Yeah, I've always learned that if you're going to get a dealer out of the dealership, it better be at a good place. All right, Ben, congrats on the announcement. This podcast is going to be released today, same day as the announcement. And my hope is that it should excite dealers that this company isn't taking a wrong left turn, actually is putting on the rocket boosters to new heights of success with the same leadership and vision. So congrats, Ben, and I'll see you soon in Palm Beach.
Thank you very much, Brian. Appreciate it.
Take care.